Tanner Walker, Hybrid Movement Practice. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm answering a question from Austin on what is my strength training routine. So, in previous videos, things like movement practice, right, there are more perspectives and concepts that can be a little abstract. Strength training for me is actually quite analytical. So, I'm going to explain this, and if you do not understand anything, please comment below because I'm going to move through it as if you did. I'm going to explain my full training year and everything I'm going to say, depending on your background knowledge, is either common knowledge to you or you have no idea what I'm saying and it sounds French. So I will explain it from my perspective to someone as if they had the same perspective as me. If you don't know what I am speaking about with any of these concepts or terminology, please let me know, and that lets me know videos to make to catch you all up so we are all speaking the same lingo. So, I have this all written out on a whiteboard, part of my handwriting. It is what it is. Low tech right now. Okay. So, 2023, voila, this is the overview. Okay, you notice there's not a single exercise on here. That's right. Right now, this is just me showing you the full year and how am I managing my intensities throughout the year. Okay, so you have these 4 quarters in the year, 4 macro cycles. Within each macro cycle, I will be running 4 microcycles. Microcycle lasts 3 weeks. Okay. The average intensity of each macrocycle varies and is depending on what's my overall goal in that macrocycle. So, for the first 12 weeks of the year, I'm working on hypertrophy, building muscle tissue. Okay, so the average intensity, how heavy is the load, how many reps are we doing, whichever way you want to think of that, right, is going to be about 77% of your 1 repetition max. Okay? Moving into the second quarter of the year, the focus is going to be relative strength. And with that, you would think about more of a neurological adaptations, and I'm getting stronger without adding muscle tissue per se, or a very small amount, if at all. George, hey! No. Moving into the third quarter, the focus changes to absolute strength. You could think of this quality as I'm trying to get stronger, and I'd love some muscle to go with it. Okay? And in the final quarter of the year, we have power, which is now all that strength, all that muscle, everything that I've developed through the year, learning to use it, develop it athletically and fast, speed. Okay? So that through each 12 weeks, there's going to be a variation of how much is this more of a metabolic based phase or how much of this is more of a neural based phase. And the idea is by undulating back and forth, each of those kind of systems gets a little break while the other one is getting a little bit more training. That same idea is going to happen within each of my microcycles. So you can see 4 sets of 12 reps. Then we come down, we do 5 sets of 7 reps. Then we go down to 12, 10, 8, 6, 15. And then down to 6 sets of 5. Okay, so through these, the intensity varies, just like the intensities are varying in these macro cycles. The volume is varying between all of these. Okay, and over the year, the intensity will continually to slowly undulate upward, okay, while still undulating. Okay, don't spend too much time looking at this. Doesn't really matter a ton. You can just see this is where I start planning my training year now. From there, what am I doing? This year, I'm focusing on optimizing a few lifts that I am particularly weak in that I want to get stronger in. So that determines all the rest of the details going into this. Which exercises am I picking? In which of those phases? Why am I picking those exercises? If there are any specialty techniques I'm going to be doing, any specialty exercises, when am I going to implement those in the year, etc. And what are my goals? Where am I trying to end up at the end, and where am I currently? And when you can kind of see things like this, what gets really exciting is starting to see how, even though it's very far away, very small progressions, micro-loading over time, accumulates. So, this is very different than how I approach things when I taught more gymnastics-based strength exercises, because they're just harder to measure. So, that's my current overview of my strength training routine. I will be sharing what am I actually doing, workout to workout, how do these pertain to this big overview picture in the future. So, if any of that didn't make sense and you have questions you want me to clarify, let me know. And yeah, let me know if you enjoyed the video or anything else you wanted to know, etc. Thanks.